Yo, yo, yo. What up, everybody? We back one more again, coming to you live from the house. About to drop this episode for you. You ready to do this?
Yeah. Yeah, bobblehead. I'm ready.
Bobblehead.
I'm ready. The real.
The real.
The real.
The real. All right.
Okay. Oh, that's me. I'm ready. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another...
Psych.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Success in Black and White.
The podcast. We are back one more again.
Coming to you live.
From the house. Yes. With another episode.
Yeah. We're very festive tonight. You can't see it, but we have our tree set up in the background.
Tree.
So we're looking at it because it's still turned on.
Stockings and
very pretty.
Minnie Mouse.
Yeah. Where'd her hat go?
I don't know.
She had a Santa hat.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
Nope. We got Sully back there, Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, I also made us these lovely Moscow mules.
Moscow Mule.
And I realized that we only have one Moscow Mule cup, so mine is out of a mug.
Oh, yeah. I do got the copper cup.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It's fancy. Let me know what you think.
You trying to make this episode spicy.
Spicy, as Anna would say.
All right.
Hey.
Okay, you got the little Moscow Mule.
I just wanted to show you how much I appreciate you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you making this Moscow Mule for me.
Well, you get to make the next one. Oh, wait. It might just take one.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to need no more after this. I just had a little sip. So, all right. What are we talking about tonight? Let's jump right in and kind of give the people what we got on our hearts and minds tonight, and then shut it on down.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got to finish watching a TV show.
Okay.
Okay, so we're talking about appreciation.
Yes. If y'all can't tell, recently we've been talking about gratitude and appreciation, and during the Thanksgiving time, we talked about how we were thankful and how we showed that. So we're going to kind of keep up with that. It's just something that's been kind of in my spirit lately.
Yeah.
As we've kind of been growing in our faith and in our spirituality and focusing on different areas in our life. And this whole thankfulness and gratitude and appreciation has really been just kind of lingering with us.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of getting different perspectives on what it means to be grateful, to be thankful, and to be appreciative, and to show appreciation. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, and kind of what's resonating with us right now, with where we are right now, and share that with you, and hopefully it helps you. And then also, as we like to do, give you some tips or some of the things that we are doing that maybe you can apply, or that maybe give you an opportunity to think differently than what you're currently doing, or you can add to what you're currently doing. So
yeah. We also forgot to put Lainey in her dog suite.
Yeah. So she's out and about tonight, so you might get to hear her.
She's enjoying her new couch.
Yeah, she got a new couch tonight.
Yeah, that was her Christmas present.
And I mean, she is just, look at her.
I know. She's like, oh my goodness. But if you hear her snore, she's back there enjoying her new couch.
Yeah.
Tremendously.
That sound is her appreciating.
She's appreciating
her new couch.
Absolutely. Yes. So, when I saw this topic, I was excited for it because I think, like Daryl said, we've just been really in this spirit lately. And for me, it's a little bit different. It has to do with appreciation, but it's a little bit different for me.
How so? You might as well tell them. I don't even know what.
Yeah.
So how so? I want to know too.
Yeah. I guess I haven't really talked to you much about it. I've just been trying to practice it. And for me, it's been about being content. So this idea of contentment, which I think appreciation falls into.
Right.
But just being content, because it is I'm telling you guys, we know we are podcast hosts. Admittedly, for probably the past month and a half now, I have not been on social media, but we are on social media. Like we see the things that entrepreneurs and quote unquote influencers are talking about. And so much of it is like, if you don't push yourself to the max, then you're worthless. Like there's just this huge message of like, if you are not constantly pushing yourself all the time,
right,
then you are basically I said worthless as a joke, but I think that is the message, is like, what is your life worth if you're not trying to be your best, do your best, like always pushing forward.
Right.
And that's not to say that, you
have to work hard and you have to push yourself.
Hard, and you do, but there is definitely a fine line between constantly pushing and never being satisfied with where you're at, and discovering how to move forward in your calling, like we talk about, while at the same time being content with where God has placed you.
Right.
And so I think for me, that has been a personal struggle over the past year, is who am I listening to? And is it making me content or not?
I think mine is a different approach. That now that she shared hers, I'll tell you my approach. And it wasn't hers at all, because none of that really bothered me. I think what really has been a changing, I guess, point in my life more so recently is the fact that, like you said, challenge yourself, push yourself, go hard, go home, like no days off. Mm-hmm. Like if you ain't grinding, you can't be successful. And yep. I think for me, what I realized, and as we've been kind of praying more, and like I said, the spiritual aspect of our life has been flourishing. One of the things I realized is that I can push myself as hard as I want to, and I can go hard. I can go no days off. I can challenge myself. But at the end of the day, I can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I realized. So it's not drive myself crazy, push myself to the max. It's realize where you stop and where Jesus comes in. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need my help to do his work.
Right.
He needs me to do what he has aligned and assigned me to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easy for us to do. And I know I kind of got caught up into it as well. It's like, push yourself. If you ain't out here grinding, you can't be successful. I don't know about that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, how many episodes did we literally talk about? I mean, we told you guys our lives, and we would talk about, it's all about the grind. And if you want to get ahead, and it's partly true.
It is.
If you want to get ahead in a world where you need to have influence, which is basically anything media, social media, anything related to that, you have to be grinding. And when you have a life like we do, where we both have full-time jobs and we have kids, then the only time that we have to set aside and come home and work on business to get ahead is the rest of our time together. And I know I was feeling that immensely, and I just took it on, like, I wasn't even asking God, like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing with my life right now? I was just like, well, this is what everybody else is doing. And I influenced you a lot of the time. I'd be like, this is what everybody else is doing. This is what you got to do.
Yeah. And I was like,
you're like, I don't want to, but I guess I will if you're telling me I have to.
Yeah. So, and then everything that we have put out previously, like, I'm not backing down from that because it matters. It's important. Like, in the scripture, it does say you have to work. You have to work hard. And I believe in that, and I believe in working hard. But I think that for me, I'm not going to speak for you, but for me, it's realizing that I can work hard only so much before, it's not all about me.
Yeah.
And I think that's where mine come in at. I still believe everything that we said. Like, you got to grind, and sometimes you have to make sacrifice.
Yeah.
You have to push yourself. You have to challenge yourself. But my mindset is now it's not all me. I'm not in it by myself. I'm not going to run myself in the ground, because I know that I have help.
Yeah. And I think it's important what you said is, those principles are really important when you think about them and when you apply them, and everything we've talked about in terms of, being your best self and fulfilling your calling is really important for me. And we talk about, we're two very separate and different people, and
Yes.
we talk about that often. And for us, that's a good thing, because it gives us different perspective, and we're able to be the team that we need to. When we talk about this, like, for you, this is not a downfall.
No.
And for me, this is a downfall because it was a heart issue.
Yeah.
And my heart was very, how does this advance me? And only me, like, us, yes. But like, how does this advance me and the mission that I think we should be on, and not necessarily where are we, what is our actual calling, you know? And so I think that's where our line is. True. So I love that you really talk about appreciation, because for me, this was a chance to step back and to think about contentment and what am I appreciating that I currently have,
Absolutely.
Or even that we have worked for, but I've never stopped to take a minute and just appreciate it.
Yep. So that's why I thought this was important. And like I said, where I am in life, and just kind of more so recently, the prayers that I've been praying, and the answer that I've gotten to some of those prayers wasn't what I was expecting or even hoping for. But it also kind of pushed me in this direction of appreciation as well.
Yeah.
So
I love what you say, like, if you really want to start thinking proactively about appreciation and how appreciation matters, appreciate first what you have. Yeah. Like what you've been granted, right? Yeah. And you have some practical examples of this, so.
Yeah. I think, sometimes it's easy to overlook and take for granted all that we do have, because like you said, we're looking at or listening to everyone else and what they've accomplished and what they've worked for and grinded for. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's easy to lose focus or sight of what you have, what you've been blessed with, because you're so busy looking at what everyone else is doing and where you think you should be or what you should have. Yeah. So I think that in all things, you should be appreciative, because it's a blessing in itself. Yeah. I've been praying a lot, about health and our family and finances and in our home. And sometimes, you get caught up and you're like, oh, well, I'm just trying to lose a couple more pounds and, get into this shape or that shape. And then you overlook the fact that I got up this morning. Yeah. For me, I have use of all my limbs. Yeah. I'm in my right mind. And it's kind of like, okay, like perspective. Yeah. And I appreciate those things. Yeah. And about the finances, I'm like, Lord, we could always use more to help us, get out of some of the debt that we're in, to be able to give more and to do more with. And then I'm just like, I have a house, I have a job, I get paid every 2 weeks. I'm able to pay for my kids' daycare. I'm able to put food on the table. Mm-hmm. We have cars. I'm able to put gas in the cars. It's just kind of like, okay, I get it. Like, I appreciate that. And then like with the house, it's like, we got these 2 kids. We got this dog running around. We got stuff everywhere. And it's just like, we could use a bigger house. Yeah. And it's like.
Then I'm like, then we got to clean it.
Yeah. We could use a bigger house. And it's like, but we have a house.
But we have what we need.
Everyone has their own room. Yeah. And it's just kind of like, okay. So it's kind of like that. It's like, it's easy to lose sight. Yeah. Because you're thinking about everything else that you want or you think you need. Yeah. And you're not really showing appreciation or paying attention to what you have been blessed with and what you actually have.
Yeah. You know, a couple of weeks ago when we started really digging into this and we started having some of these conversations, it was easy for us to look and compare to, I mean, let's be real. We live in a first world country where even if we struggle in some aspects, like we're pretty blessed.
Yes.
Like you said, we have a house that everybody can have their own room.
With central air and heat.
We have water that comes out of the walls, you know, that's heated. So if we want to take showers, there you go.
We got ceiling fans.
Exactly. And so it was very easy to do those type of comparisons. And that really did help as kind of an exercise to bring us back into how do we appreciate what we currently have. But something that I think made me, as a very practical example, because I think people can, like my mom used to say that. I say that sometimes to Anna, like, you're not eating all your food. And don't you know that there are kids who don't get any food, which is true. And I'm not trying to downplay that at all. But it's easy to use that example a lot.
Yep.
And for us, one of the examples that hit home for me actually had to do with food. So when you talk about food planning in our family, I'm the one who plans the meals for the week, and I do a lot of prep, and like we go and we get the groceries and all the stuff on the weekends, and I'll do meal prep on Sundays and get it all ready. But we always have like, I make sure we are trying new things, and we have like sometimes a little more gourmet-ish meals and like mixing it up all the time. And you challenged me recently when we were looking through and just prioritizing, looking at what were our priorities and prioritizing our budget. And you're like, we have so much food that we don't even eat. And it made me think of like, yes, we have all this stuff in the cupboards that I don't even use because I'm like, oh, I use that for a meal, you know, like 2 weeks ago, but I'm not ready to use it again. Well, then it might go bad, you know, because I want to try something new.
Yes.
And so your challenge to me was go through the cupboards, see what we can keep, first of all, and then see what meals you can make out of what we have and like appreciate the food that we currently have in the house. And let's see if that will help us. Like, you don't have to have a gourmet meal every week, right? So that for me was a very practical example. We were able to cut our grocery budget by quite a bit because I wasn't buying things that I used once and then threw away later because I'm like, we have no need for this after, you know, my one recipe that I tried out that nobody ate. So that was kind of eye-opening for me as like, maybe I think it's important to look at what you have compared to maybe other people, but I think it's even more important to look at what you currently have compared to what you think you actually need and what you probably don't actually need those things.
Right.
You know, so I think that's an important exercise. I feel like I'm getting into our tips already.
Oh, it's fine.
I don't even know if that's one of them. But
we can definitely, however we want to go through it. I just put this in here because I knew we were going to have a conversation. Just so we can kind of glance down and keep us on track, but also make sure that we covered some certain points that I wanted to share. We can keep talking and letting them know where we are and where we stand and what's going on.
Well, and I think I loved that point specifically, but I also love this one, and that's appreciating people.
Yep. So easy to take people for granted. And one of the things that I definitely know that I've been praying for, and I know that every night when I pray with Anna, like we pray for our family. And it's funny because when you listen to your 4-year-old pray, and like sometimes it's eye-opening and sometimes it's like funny. Yeah. But you know, she prayed and she said, "Thank you for our family, and Jesus let us like have fun," or something like that. And then I was just like, like my daughter either thinks we do or don't have fun, and she wants to have fun. You know what I mean? So I've been praying. I'm just like, hey, like create a closer bond with us. You know, lead me so that I can lead the family. Like that's have been some of my prayers. And then I think that the challenge back to me was, well, what are you doing with the time that you do have with your family? You're praying for me to lead you so you can lead your family. Well, you know, I'm putting you in situations or positions that you have time with them. What are you doing with that time that you do have with them? How are you making decisions for the family that is positively impacting them? And it made me think a little bit differently. And it's funny because it came from a 4-year-old who said that she wanted to pray for our family to have more fun.
Yeah.
And I took it the opposite way. Like, she think that we don't have fun.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what can we do? And,
what can we do to have more fun?
But with the time that we do have, and I know sometimes it's frustrating because, like, we have our schedules and then they're on certain type of schedules, and then we have all the stuff that we have to do, and it's like it get away, and sometimes I do feel guilty, and she might have said that because sometimes it always seems like we just get them, we just go, and then before you know it, it's time to put them to bed.
Yeah. And
to her, that might not be fun with the family. And I know her; she's a very like family oriented type person. Very like want us to be together, want us to do stuff together.
Yep. She's very family oriented. She's always been that way. Even when she was like, when she could finally start talking.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, 1.5, 2.
Yeah. And
she would always want us to be together all the time. She'd be like, but all of us are going.
Yeah.
Or like, we're all going. Like that's why we all go shopping together.
Yeah.
I think that's when it started, because I have friends who are like, you take your kids grocery shopping.
She want to go.
Right. She want to go. I know he want to go because she want to go.
Yeah.
And so we just, as a family, we all go grocery shopping together.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Even like today, I was like, oh, we should probably just left him at home.
Yeah.
But we do. We take him all the time because it started with her, and she was like, but we're all going. Like, she just always wanted us to all be together.
Yeah. So that was one of those things, though. Like, I pray for the family, and I'm like, well, what are you doing with the time that you do have with them?
Yeah. Like, how can you appreciate them more?
Like, how can you appreciate them more with the time? You're asking for more time. You're asking for me to, help lead you and create a bond. Like, you have this time with them. When you're with them, what are you doing?
It's like looking for opportunities in the moments that you have, or the resources that you have.
Definitely. Yeah. So, but also I think that it can be spreaded across like all the people that you're interacting with. Like, how are you appreciating the people that you work with? I know at work sometimes you can get frustrated with coworkers, and it's easy to talk about how we can be better, or how a coworker is not living up to expectations, or different things. And it's just kind of like, well, what are you doing to appreciate? What are they bringing? Yeah, what are they bringing to the table? What are you doing? So I feel like that they can spread across the full gamut when you're talking about people in general. Mm-hmm. So definitely how you can appreciate people, I think, is very important. I know we got some tips on here of how you can actually do that. Yeah. That I guess we'll get to. Yeah. So.
Well, I don't know. Did we talk about the 5? I know we talked about the 5 love languages.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
But there's also the workplace one.
Yeah, we talked about that. Remember I said the appropriate touching?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
We did talk about that. If you don't know what we're talking about, there is the 5 love languages for the workplace.
Yes.
Which it might be called something different, but they're the same languages.
Yeah, gifts and...
like gifts.
Affirmation.
Words of affirmation. Acts of service. Quality time.
And appropriate touch.
Appropriate physical touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were teaching the students this, we were like, should we even add
that one in there? It's like, oh, don't be going around touching people. No.
But I think it's a good, like, if you lead a team, or you have a team, or you're part of a team, it might be a good one to do, just so you know how the people around you feel best appreciated. Because, like, things for me might seem important that maybe aren't for you. Yeah. And we've talked about that. Like, I need to have words of affirmation, and I've told you that, and I've told my supervisor that, and everybody around me knows that words of affirmation are important to me.
That's what works.
Where, like, I don't really care about gifts. Like, thank you, but that's not a big deal to me, so...
Yeah.
I'd rather have words of affirmation.
Yeah. And what it does when you appreciate people, like, it kind of builds rapport. It builds trust. It lets people know that you care. And it kind of draws them in. And I think that that's one of the most important things. Also, when you're talking about the emotional intelligence, like, after you do the self-awareness piece, is kind of being aware of the people that are around you. Yeah. And I think that by showing appreciation is a way and a positive way to do it and to draw people in, to build trust and to let them know that you care. And I think it's very important.
Yeah, agree.
So I had a couple of ways of how you can do that. We talked about the 5 languages that April just kind of referenced. But I mean, the good old thank you, which it doesn't work for her. She don't tell me thank you. Give me some words of affirmation. You did awesome.
Well, yeah, that too.
You did awesome. Not just a thank you. You did fantastic. Your work was fabulous.
I do need that, yes.
You know, and then if it is gifts, people, I assume like gifts. But take time to learn who they are and find out what an appropriate gift or what would be an appreciative gift to get them.
Yep.
I was about to say something, but I'm not going to say it. I will say it. I'm not a coffee drinker. So a Starbucks gift card.
I think is great because he can give it to me.
Okay. Well, keep giving me the Starbucks gift cards if that's what you do. I would just say like, you know, I'm just saying for me, like
if you got a gift card to Chipotle.
I can do that. Or Home Depot. Like.
Here's your $5 gift card to Home Depot.
I can make it work. But I'm saying though, like get to other people and find out what it is. If you decide to do the gift.
Yeah. Agree with that.
You know, and obviously letting people know when they've done a good job.
Yeah.
I think beyond the thank you is important. And then sometimes just a way of showing appreciation is if someone does a favor for you or someone does a great job, like return it back to them.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's something that people don't take into consideration when they're thinking about appreciating someone.
Yeah.
It's like someone worked hard on this project. They did a great job. And then you have another project coming up. You're like, go ahead. I got this. You know, return the favor. And that I think would be a great sign of appreciation.
And this is where going back to, I think you need to get to know your staff or your team and the people around you, because especially if you are in a position that you are in where you oversee a lot of people, because if it was me and somebody came up to me and said, I really appreciate you, let me take this off your plate, I'd be like, you don't trust me to do that project that you just gave me, you're taking that off my plate. So it's really to your advantage to get to know the people that you work with, because somebody else might be like, oh, you appreciate me because you gave me an additional project. And I feel that, like, that makes me feel appreciated because you gave me more responsibility.
I might have to take that into consideration. I'm just going to start passing out assignments to everybody. I appreciate you so much. Here, take this.
No. Don't get twisted. You got to learn the people on your team now.
Oh, you don't know how much I appreciate you. Take this. Now, let me tell you something. The level of appreciation that I have for you is like here, like level 9. Take this and this. Yeah, no, that's true. Get to know the people.
Oh my goodness.
I'm playing sort of kind of.
Yeah. I know. I'm going to go to work and all your employers are going to be like, thanks.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks a lot. No, I really appreciate you. Not cool, but that's definitely. I think that's definitely good to do.
How do you like to be appreciated?
How do I like to be appreciated? I don't care. It doesn't matter.
You don't care?
No, I don't care how I'm appreciated.
Yes, you do.
Not really. I don't need like awards or.
Yes, you do.
Things like that. I don't really.
What about your medals?
That's not appreciation.
What is that?
That's like I run.
That's recognition.
That's recognition. That's not appreciation, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't need stuff to be appreciated. Like, I don't really need you to buy me anything. Just be like, give me a thumbs up, and I'm like, cool, I got you.
Okay.
So that's how I like to be appreciated. I don't really need stuff to show appreciation. I just never really like took to getting stuff. Like, that doesn't motivate me. That doesn't make me want to do much. So, yeah.
Okay.
Just a fist pump or a thumbs up
So I'll just thumbs up you?
Thumbs up. I'll be good.
What are some things that rub you the wrong way about appreciation?
When you overdo it.
When you overdo appreciation?
Yeah, you can overdo it.
How do you overdo it?
Appreciate somebody for every little bitty thing. Like, I feel like appreciation is just like, oh my gosh, like, you walked straight. Good job. Okay. Like, oh my gosh, like, you completed that. Good job. Like, I was supposed to complete it. Okay. Like, I feel like sometimes it can just be a little overboard when you just make up random ways to appreciate someone that are, I'm not going to say unnecessary, but that's just kind of like overkill.
Okay.
So, for instance, like, I guess it's almost kind of like a participation trophy.
Oh, yeah.
I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah,
when it's
if you
over,
get like a ribbon for everything, it doesn't mean anything.
It's overkill. Like, we appreciate you for doing. Like, okay, like I was supposed to do that. That's like my job. But thank you for appreciating me for doing what I was supposed to do. Now, if you do it consistently over time, then like, yeah, show me some appreciation. But it's like, you showed up this morning. Good job.
Is that what you pay me for?
I appreciate you for showing up this morning.
That's what you pay me for.
Yeah, that I feel like is like overkill.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So yeah, appreciation.
All right.
I think we covered all our bases.
I think so too. So appreciate what you have. Be thankful for what you have. When you appreciate what you have, you make room for more. So when you have something, take care of it. You can't be like, I want a bigger house and you ain't taking care of the one that you have. You can't be like, I want a new car and you ain't taking care of the one that you have. You can't be like, I want this and I want that and you're not taking care of what you have. When you take care of what you have, I believe that that's also a sign, to the big man upstairs that you are being good stewards of what you have. And then that'll open up the door for more blessings. That's just me and what I think. So if you do have things, take care of those things. If you do have people in your life, appreciate those people, appreciate what you have. And I think that'll put you in a position to be able and ready to receive more when that time is, or if that's what the next thing is for you. So
yeah, agree.
Anything else?
No.
All right, that's it.
That's it.
Short episode for y'all tonight, but hopefully you take away something from this. Hopefully you appreciate the things that you do have and appreciate the people that you do have. And until next time,
we out.
peace.
Bye.